gentlemen, introducing Mr. Money.
Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel Money instantly. Send your money instantly. Safety is guaranteed. It don't matter how far it is. It reaches safe and quickly. Pay your water bills immediately. And also pay for DSTV. Or top up airtime real quickly. Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel Money instantly. Hi, I am Mr. Money, and I bring you Airtel Money, the fastest, safest way to send money, pay bills, top up, and more. With Airtel Money, you can do more instantly.
Airtel Money. Simple, secure, instant.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
Want to just get out of town with your friends and family? Are you having a corporate getaway and have no adequate transport? Then this here is what you need to listen to. A brand new 35-seater Yutong luxury bus is now up for hire at an affordable and negotiable rate. It comes fully equipped with aircon, TV for your relaxation, music soothing your trip, and DVD players to give you variety. Book now by calling 0955 0966 or 977 844 141.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Chipsy potato chips. We know you'll love them.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Pure Jungle.
Thank you so much for joining us on the main news on Prime Television. To present it, my name is Kalan Mochima. A quick look at the headlines. ZESCO commissions a $120,000 mini solar plant at Parliament Building. Government threatens to revoke licenses of airing operators in the energy sector. Edith Nawakwi describes the 2015 national budget as a disaster, and in foreign news, strike over Ebola pay hits Liberia Hospital. For these and other stories, do join me shortly. Now the main news in detail. Some officers from the Ministries of Labour and Foreign Affairs have continued to evade former BL Habitat workers who constructed the new American embassy in Ibex Hill in 2010 to discuss the issue of their terminal benefits. On Wednesday last week, Acting Labour Commissioner Kasanda Muka pleaded with the former workers who stormed her office to meet them for a meeting at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on Tuesday 14th October around 07 hours. But the meeting never took place and they were again told to go there on the 28th of October. But the former workers say they have run out of patience and they want their money as soon as possible, accusing some government officials of pocketing their money. The over 1,200 former workers are owed 300,000 kwacha in unpaid terminal benefits, which the U.S. government says they had already paid it to the Zambian government. The government officials from the Ministry of Labour and Foreign Affairs are holding on to the 300,000 kwacha meant for former workers who constructed the new American embassy in Osaka's Ibex Hill area in 2010. This follows continued evading of the workers by the officials. On Wednesday last week, the former workers stormed the Ministry of Labour to query about their money, but were turned away by the then Acting Labour Commissioner, Kasanda Muka, who informed the workers that a meeting had been set for Tuesday 14th October 2014 between officials from the Ministry of Labour, Foreign Affairs and the American government. The meeting was slated for 07 hours at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but was later moved to 14 hours before the same Ms. Kasanda Muka from the Ministry of Labour, who arrived in a Nissan Navara vehicle, informed the workers that the meeting has been postponed to the 28th of this month without stating the reasons for the postponement. But this has not gone well with the former workers.
Shivanda is the one complicating things. Make matters worse. Kutoka kuseni naje nini? Yoro pali mawido pano. Kutoka kuseni kulipe vakudia. We are kept like slave. Why? Shivanda. What is independence? What is 50 years? Can you pay 28? Mavomera. Is the one who money. Not
I've got this blood fucking banners. If we toile bombench to no mbecho bale tuchokutuperenda na 4 years mlandu wanchi betu kwa tabana kodi konse bali kula mande bashitama moto kama pajera ife tulejula kuno kuzambia uwe tukatirenda na mashesu ni nani.
For others, all they could show are effects incurred during the construction of the embassy as they patiently wait for their money. It is sad that people who get monthly allowances and salaries could even afford to steal the little that poor people like these sweated for.
Abana kusukuru tabaya kwa kuomba takuri ndama tabaletu pela baletu wanaona vya kuatiliza mipanipani mairo tukalia mairo.
Kalan Mchima reporting for Prime TV News in Lusaka. Zambia Proteus says the 5,000 additional teachers government want to recruit is still minimal to address the teacher-pupil ratio. Proteus General Secretary Albert Muyembe, however, wonders when government will implement this as it has imposed an employment and wage freeze for the next 2 years. Gwen Miller now reports.
Education plays an important role in the development of the country. During Friday's 2015 national budget presentation, the Minister of Finance announced that 5,000 teachers will be recruited next year. This move has been welcomed by the Professional Teachers Union of Zambia, adding that the training of more teachers and building of boarding houses and schools will reduce the many challenges that are being faced in schools.
Good news that government is going to construct, more infrastructure in terms of accommodation for pupils in the tertiary education, that is colleges and also universities. That is a welcome move. We are very happy to note that as a union. And also, we are happy to hear that government has apportioned a substantial amount of money towards the feeding program to pupils in schools.
Meanwhile, the General Secretary has expressed disappointment over an inclusion of teachers' salary increment in the budget.
This budget is silent about personal emoluments in terms of increment to salaries, in terms of paying arrears to teachers. Government owes a lot of money to teachers in terms of allowances. That is not catered for in this budget. The wage freeze, the issue of the wage freeze, even this year, 2014, during our negotiations with government, we reached what we call a dispute. There was a dispute. Unions did not agree. Unions did not accept the wage freeze.
On Friday, 10th October, during the budget presentation, government said it will accelerate the reintroduction of the primary and secondary school system so as to promote the teaching of life skills to enable learners cope with the demands of self-employment in the labor market. Gwen Wheeler reporting for Prime TV News in Lusaka.
Forum for Democracy and Development, FDD, says the 2015 national budget has not addressed intangible issues. FDD President Edith Nawakwi says the 2015 national budget can only be described as a nightmare, as it has failed to tackle critical issues such as the many social and economic challenges in the country. Ms. Nawakwi was speaking when he featured on Prime TV's news and current affairs program, Daybreak. She has expressed sadness that despite the deplorable state of the country's health sector, government could only allocate 9% of its resources to this sector. She has further added that lack of a commitment from government to find an amicable solution in health, food and transport sectors is an indicator that the country is still economically incapacitated. The Zambia Electricity Supply Company, ZESCO, has commissioned a 2x25 kilowatts solar plant at the Parliament building. Speaking during the commissioning exercise, ZESCO Managing Director Cyprian Chitundu says the installation of the $120,000 solar plant at Parliament is aimed at cushioning the impact of power deficit at the institution. And speaking at the same event, Deputy Chairperson of Committees of the whole House, Chifumbanda, commended the utility company for investing in alternative renewable resources of energy. Many countries in Southern Africa has in the recent past been hit by a critical power shortage as a result of increased power demand, which has outstripped generation capacity. Being a predominantly hydropower producing utility company, ZESCO has diversified into solar power for the two to complement each other. To demonstrate this, ZESCO has installed a mini solar plant at the National Assembly of Zambia to provide alternative supply to hydropower as part of the hybrid solutions aimed at cautioning Parliament from the impact of power shortage. Deputy Chairperson of Committees of the whole House, Chifumbanda, commissioned the solar plant and encouraged ZESCO to replicate the idea to other important institutions.
Apart from being a power source for the Parliament chamber, the initiative is part of ZESCO's plan to venture into investing in alternative renewable sources of energy by generating power from the sun and incorporating batteries for storage. The system is meant to provide a learning platform of how future residential and commercial establishments will operate in terms of power supply.
ZESCO Managing Director Cyprian Chitundu said the over 744,000 kwacha project is aimed at cushioning power supply to Parliament.
This is an alternative supply that they can take into their villages. So it is not only power from the grid, but many solar grids like this can go into each and every constituency, each and every village, so that we can start supplying the rural people with electricity. So, I think those are some of the reasons why we thought we should come and demonstrate this at the Parliament building.
The 2x25 kilowatts solar plants are complete fitted with solar panels, batteries, inverters, change controllers, and automatic changeovers. Kalan Muchima reporting for Prime TV News in Lusaka. You are still watching the main news on Prime Television. We take our first break. Join me shortly for more local news just after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mr. Money. Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel Money instantly. Send your money instantly. Safety is guaranteed. It don't matter how far it is. It reaches safe and quickly. Pay your water bills immediately. And also pay for DSTV. Or top up airtime real quickly. Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel Money instantly. Hi, I am Mr. Money, and I bring you Airtel Money, the fastest, safest way to send money, pay bills, top up, and more. With Airtel Money, you can do more instantly.
Airtel Money. Simple, secure, instant.
Girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Potato sticks, freaky fries. Get that awesome crunch.
Thank you so much for staying with us, and now for the rest of the news. The Energy Regulations Board says it will start the revocation of licenses of operators who do not adhere to the recommended performance and efficiency of the energy sector. Speaking during a public hearing on petroleum transportation held at the government complex in Lusaka, ERB Board Chairman Geoff Mwapi says the growth of the country should entail proper standards of the provision of energy services in the country by the various dealers. He says ERB will not hesitate to withdraw licenses from petroleum transporters who are fond of offering substandard services to its clients.
In the ERB, we are trying to do a level best to interpret government policy through the ruling government, the PF manifesto, and government policy towards the economic well-being of Zambia. We want to bring order in the industry, and in so doing, we also want to bring standards. The country is developing, and the standards must also improve. So we cannot do things at the expense of the other. We need to move all these things together. We need each other as ERB. We need you. We exist because of you. We exist because of the public out there. Therefore, it is my honor and privilege to open this public hearing in the petroleum sector to you and for everyone for debate.
The International Institute of Democracy and Conflict Resolutions has recommended to President Sata to show humility to Zambians as a way of celebrating Zambia's Golden Jubilee. Among the many recommendations put forward by the IIDC-era President, Tresford Chomba, include dropping all charges leveled against former President Rupia Banda. Mr. Chomba says this will foster unity in the country, stating that the continued persecution of the former head of a state is painting a bad picture to the international community. Mr. Chomba said this in an interview with the Prime TV News.
Yes, as International Institute for Democracy and Conflict Resolution, we are humbly appealing to His Excellency Mr. Michael Chilufya Sata to consider dropping the charges against our former president, Mr. Pierre Banda. If you recall very well, that in the Israelites' time, 50 years, after the 50 years, they used to have some feasts, and whoever wronged each other, or if you had erred, regardless of the gravity of the offense that you committed against either your friend, that crime was forgiven. So our earnest appeal is to have the charges dropped against the former Republican president. We cannot afford to have an international criminal court within a small country like Zambia. We are setting a bad precedent. The 50 years of independence should remind us to unite and forgive each other so that we can now move forward as a nation to develop this country.
Mr. Chomba has meanwhile advised the PF to put their house in order in this Jubilee year. He explains that the continued infighting among PF members is working against the development agenda of the country. Mr. Chomba notes with sadness that PF members have continued to fight amongst themselves instead of fighting pressing issues such as poverty and unemployment among Zambians.
Mr. Michael Sata had a vision for this country and is the vision bearer and founder of Patriotic Front. The infighting the Patriotic Front are not actually auguring well. We've seen the tremendous project and infrastructure development that this PF government has embarked on. So with the infight and divisions, definitely we are not going to go anywhere. So we are praying that let the president be on top to discipline erring members. In the way it started PF alone, and then vision bearers, those that are going to share his vision are going to remain in the boat. This is our concern. And as for the Constitution, let the Constitution be, the draft Constitution, let it be released to the public. And those contentious issues, let there be dialogue, and let us have a referendum in 2016 alongside with the general election. Because for now, we cannot afford to get the monies or the resources required for us to do a referendum.
A 50-year-old Mbala Municipal Council employee has died in a suspected suicide after receiving a suspension letter from the town clerk, Kennedy Mwansa. Director for Human Resource and Administration, Mwilu Lukwesa, confirmed the death of Pethias Mungandu, who served as hotel supervisor at a Grasshopper Hotel run by the council to Zanis on Monday. Mr. Lukwesa said Mungandu died of a suspected poisoning in the Mbala General Hospital on Sunday after receiving the suspension letter for illegal allocation and selling of plots and falsification of council documents. He disclosed that Mungandu left a note on his table with inscriptions, "Let Kennedy Mwansa enjoy and my family suffer," suggesting having intentions to commit suicide. Mr. Lukwesa narrated that the council slapped the suspension on Mungandu, who for a dismissible offense pending determination of his case by the Local Government Service Commission. Save the Children Zambia is concerned with the high rate of maternal deaths being recorded in the country. Speaking in an interview with the Prime TV, Save the Children International Advocacy and Communications Coordinator Savoy Imboila explains that statistics indicate that 591 maternal deaths occur per 100,000 live births. Ms. Imboila states that stringent measures have to be put in place to save the lives of infants. She has also commended for sensitization among women to seek antenatal services while they are pregnant, to plan and advised on their new unborn babies.
India has one of the highest child and maternal mortality rates in the whole world. So for us to make sure that we achieve MDG 4 and 5, we need to escalate the work in the areas of children and mothers. So what we've been doing is that we've been constructing maternity wings in various parts of the country, among them for Nyama, Copper Belt. We've also been constructing what we call mother shelters, because one of the things that leads to maternal and child deaths is the fact that women have to walk long distances to health centers. And they go there, like a woman has to walk 10-20 kilometers, a woman in labor, just going to the hospital when you're in labor in a taxi or a car, it's very painful. Now imagine somebody walking. So we've been constructing the mother's wings. What what the mothers' shelters are all about is that the women walk to the hospitals and then they stay there for a week or two waiting for their labor, and then they give birth.
We go for our second and final break. Just after that, it's international news.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Chipsy potato chips. We know you'll love them.
And now foreign news. Hospitals and health care facilities have been affected in Liberia as some nurses and medical professionals staged a walkout demanding better pay and safer working conditions in the fight against the deadly Ebola virus. Sources told Al Jazeera that several hospitals and clinics were hit by the strike on Monday as health workers abandoned hundreds of patients demanding higher hazard pay and protective equipment. Health Minister Walter Gonangari confirmed that staff had gone on strike in some parts of the country but tried to reassure workers that hazard allowances will be paid in full. The disease has killed more than 4,000 people, most of them in the West African countries of Guinea, Sierra Leone, and the hardest hit, Liberia. The prosecution in the Oscar Pistorius case has scrutinized his charity work as it tries to show he deserves jail for killing girlfriend Riva Steenkamp. On the second day of the athlete's sentencing hearing, prosecutor Gary Nell said the main motive of the work was to further his career. Pistorius was found guilty of the culpable homicide of Mrs. Steenkamp last month, but was cleared of murder. The defense is trying to show prison would be an inappropriate punishment. On Monday, the prosecutor was angered by a call for the sentence to the house arrest and community service. For these and other international stories, we now cross over to Al Jazeera for a roundup.
Turkish Air Force jets have hit Kurdistan Workers' Party positions near the Iraqi border. The PKK says the actions violate a peace deal made with the government nearly 2 years ago. But Turkey says it launched the airstrikes in retaliation for an attack by PKK fighters on a border post. A US national has been shot and killed in Saudi Arabia's capital, Riyadh. Another American was wounded when their car was fired upon when they were parked near a petrol station. Police say they've arrested someone in relation to the shooting. Military leaders from the US-led coalition are meeting later in Washington to discuss how to defeat ISIL. Iraqi forces are struggling to defend Anbar province in western Iraq. It's feared that ISIL fighters are close to gaining complete control there, despite US-led airstrikes. Houthi rebels have taken over parts of the strategic port city of Al Hudaydah, one of the world's busiest maritime oil routes. They've also entered the city of Damar, 100 kilometers from the capital, Sana'a. British MPs have passed a non-binding vote calling on the government to recognize Palestine as a state. The vote won't change official policy, but could have symbolic value for Palestinians. Israel's called the vote premature and says recognition of Palestine should only come from negotiations. The World Health Organization says the death rate of the Ebola outbreak has risen to 70%. Until now, just over half of those infected had died. It also says the virus is still spreading geographically, and the number of cases is likely to exceed 9,000 by the end of the week. Spain's Catalonia region has dropped plans to hold a referendum on independence next month. Instead, an unofficial poll will take place to gauge interest. Catalonia's leader was forced to cancel the vote after Spain's government challenged it in court.
Well, that foreign roundup brings us to the end of the main news on Prime Television. But before we go, a look at the headlines once more. ZESCO commissions a $120,000 mini solar plant at Parliament building. Government threatens to revoke licenses of airing operators in the energy sector. Edith Nawakwe describes the 2015 national budget as a disaster. In foreign news, strike over Ebola pay hits Liberia Hospital. That's all we could accommodate for this edition. Thank you so much for your time. On behalf of the entire studio and technical crew, my name is Carla Mchima. Wishing you God's blessings. Bye-bye for now.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Potato sticks, freaky fries. Get that awesome crunch.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mr. Money. Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel Money instantly. Send your money instantly. Safety is guaranteed. It don't matter how far it is. It reaches safe and quickly. Pay your water bills immediately. And also pay for DSTV. Or top up airtime real quickly. Send your money instantly. Top up your airtime instantly. Pay your bills instantly. Airtel Money instantly. Hi, I am Mr. Money, and I bring you Airtel Money, the fastest, safest way to send money, pay bills, top up, and more. With Airtel Money, you can do more instantly.
Airtel Money. Simple, secure, instant.